Hello, this is Troy with the Noble Grafted In Middle Position on the series I'm calling Your Cross, refuting the idea that somehow there's imputed righteousness given to us, therefore we don't have to live differently because a transaction in heaven took care of it. 1 Peter 4, since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, so we're talking about Christ suffering as a human, the incarnation. Arm yourselves, since therefore is going to tie us to this thought. Since therefore, arm yourselves with the same way of thinking. Since therefore what? Arm yourselves with the same way of thinking. Since therefore Christ suffered in the flesh, the King suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves with the same way of thinking. Christ suffered, think the same way. For whoever has suffered the same way Christ suffered, so whoever has suffered in the flesh the way Christ suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, so as to live for the rest of the time in the flesh, the way Christ suffered in the flesh, the way we think in the flesh as sufferers, because we don't want to sin anymore. So as to live the rest of the time in the flesh, no longer for human passions in porn, but for the will of God. For the time that is past suffices for doing what the Gentiles want to do, living in sensuality, passions, drunkenness, orgies, drinking parties, and lawless idolatry. Now, if you have imputed righteousness, you're good, because Jesus became sin on the cross and was a curse. Or if you think that might mean something else, then you need to quit sinning. You need to suffer as Christ suffered. Why? But they will give an account to him who is ready to judge the living and the dead. This is why the gospel was preached even to those who are dead, that though judged in the flesh the way people are, they might live in the spirit the way God does. Spirit-led sons of God. Acronym doers. Be doers of the word, not hearers only.